Everything in this universe vibrates. Every thought, every word, every feeling, it all carries energy. And that energy doesn't just disappear, it moves, it travels, it connects, it builds bridges between you and everything around you. You might not see it, but you feel it in the quiet moments, in the strange coincidences, in those times when something deep inside you whispers, "This means something." That's not random. That's resonance. That's the universe speaking the only language it knows, energy. You are a transmitter, a living, breathing frequency tower. Every thought you send out, every emotion you hold inside, is a signal being broadcast into the universe. And the universe, it responds always. It doesn't respond to your words, it responds to your vibration. You can say, "I want to be happy," 1,000 times, but if deep down you believe you're unworthy of happiness, your energy tells a different story. The universe doesn't hear your voice, it feels your truth. It's almost like a mirror, reflecting back not what you say you want, but what you truly are in this moment. And that's both the challenge and the beauty of it, because once you understand this, once you take responsibility for the energy you emit, you realize that you are not a victim of the world, you are a creator within it. You are shaping your experiences through the energy you carry into every situation. Every interaction, every opportunity, every outcome is being colored by the frequency you're vibrating on. Think about those times in your life when everything just seemed to flow. The right people showed up, doors opened, ideas came out of nowhere. That wasn't luck, that was alignment. You were tuned in to a frequency that matched the reality you wanted to experience. You weren't chasing, you were attracting, because energy attracts like energy. That's how the universe operates, through vibration, not coincidence. But here's the part most people forget. Your energy isn't just shaped by what you think, but by how you feel. You can't fake the frequency of peace or joy. You can't pretend to believe in yourself while secretly feeding your doubts. The universe doesn't respond to pretending, it responds to presence. When you align your thoughts with your emotions and your actions, when they all move in the same direction, that's when reality begins to shift in your favor. And the incredible thing is, you don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to start being aware. Ask yourself, what am I broadcasting right now? Am I sending out fear or faith? Am I radiating gratitude or scarcity? Because every second of every day, you're teaching the universe how to treat you. If you send out worry, you attract more reasons to worry. If you send out love, you attract more things to love. Life is constantly echoing back your frequency. It's not about forcing positivity. It's about choosing alignment. It's about becoming intentional with your energy moment by moment. When you walk into a room, you change that room. When you speak to someone, you transfer energy. When you think about your future, you're already shaping it. Everything is energy, and energy responds to attention. So when you begin to understand that you are not separate from the universe, that you are the universe expressing itself through human form, life stops being something that happens to you and starts becoming something that happens through you. You stop waiting for signs and start realizing that you are the sign. You are the vibration that creates your reality. And once you truly feel that, not just think it, but feel it, you begin to live differently. You start to move with intention, speak with love, and dream with conviction, because you finally understand that the universe doesn't respond to your wishes, it responds to your energy. Belief is such a powerful thing. It's invisible, but it shapes everything you touch. What you believe about yourself doesn't just live in your mind. It radiates through your energy, through the way you speak, the way you walk, the way you face the world. The universe listens to that energy. It doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you believe. When you believe you're not enough, life echoes that belief back to you. Doors close, opportunities slip away, and you start thinking, "See, I knew it." But that's not proof, that's reflection. You're seeing your belief mirrored in your reality. The moment you shift that belief, even slightly, everything starts to change. When you begin to believe that you are capable, that you are worthy, that you are deserving of something greater, life rearranges itself around that new signal. People start appearing, chances unfold, and what once felt impossible begins to feel natural. Because the universe isn't testing you, it's responding to the vibration you send. It's not about pretending everything's perfect. It's about choosing a new story to believe in. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to start believing that something better is possible. The moment you believe, you begin to broadcast a different frequency, one that attracts the kind of life that matches your new truth. The universe always meets you at the level of your belief, not your desire. So raise your belief higher than your fear, and watch how the world starts to rise with you. Gratitude is one of the most powerful frequencies you can live on. It's not just a feeling, it's a state of alignment. When you're grateful, you're telling the universe, "I already have enough. I already see the beauty here." And that simple recognition sends out a vibration that calls in more things to be grateful for. It's like tuning a radio. When you tune into appreciation, the noise fades and the signal becomes clear. Suddenly, what felt like chaos begins to make sense, not because life changed overnight, but because you did. We often wait to feel grateful until something great happens, until the job comes through, the dream works out, the pain goes away. But gratitude isn't a reward, it's a doorway. The moment you start to thank life for what's already here, that doorway opens wider. Gratitude doesn't deny your struggles, it transforms how you see them. It whispers, "Yes, this is hard, but look, there's still light here, there's still meaning." And when you find even one thing to be thankful for in a storm, you've already changed the energy of that moment. It's impossible to be grateful and fearful at the same time. Gratitude dissolves lack. It takes your focus off what's missing and places it on what's possible. And that shift, that tiny, invisible shift, is what starts to move mountains. Because gratitude raises your vibration higher than worry, higher than doubt, higher than pain. It's the frequency of abundance. It tells the universe, "I trust you. I know I'm guided. I know there's more coming, and I'm already thankful for it." When you start your day with gratitude, life begins to flow differently. You notice more beauty, more grace, more connection. You attract people who reflect that same energy back to you. And slowly, without even realizing it, gratitude becomes not something you practice, but something you are. Gratitude isn't about waiting for miracles. Gratitude is the miracle. Everything you send out into the world comes back to you in one form or another. Every thought, every action, every word carries energy, and that energy doesn't just disappear. It circles back like an echo moving through time. When you give love, when you offer kindness, when you choose patience over anger, that energy finds its way back to you, amplified. The same is true for negativity, bitterness, and fear. The universe doesn't judge, it just reflects. It gives you what you give it. Sometimes we wonder why we keep meeting the same kind of people, facing the same kind of problems, feeling stuck in the same emotional loops. It's because we're still sending out the same energy. We keep expecting something new to appear while staying on the same frequency. But life doesn't respond to wishes, it responds to vibration. And when you begin to shift the energy you put out even a little, you start to notice how everything else begins to shift with it. Giving doesn't mean draining yourself. It means being intentional with the energy you offer the world. It's about acting from love instead of fear, from generosity instead of lack. When you smile at someone, when you forgive, when you encourage, you're sending out signals of light. Those signals ripple farther than you can imagine. Sometimes they come back as blessings you recognize immediately, and sometimes they return quietly, showing up as peace, clarity, or unexpected opportunities. You are constantly creating a feedback loop with the universe. The energy you give sets the tone for the energy you receive. So when things start to feel heavy or unfair, ask yourself, what am I radiating right now? Because you can shift everything by changing the energy you bring into a moment. You don't need to chase good energy, you just need to be it. The universe always finds its way back to the light you give. There's a kind of power that doesn't come from effort or force. It comes from stillness, from silence. From that space within you that doesn't need to prove anything, doesn't need to chase anything, doesn't even need to understand everything. It's the part of you that simply is. Most of us spend our lives filling every gap with noise, with worry, with distraction, with movement, because silence can feel uncomfortable. But silence is where the universe speaks. Stillness is where energy aligns. And if you can learn to sit inside that stillness, to breathe in that quiet, you begin to hear something deeper than thought, a voice that's not yours, but somehow completely you. In that space, there are no doubts, no comparisons, no noise telling you who you should be. There's just truth, raw and gentle at the same time. That's where intuition lives. That's where the energy of the universe meets yours. You begin to realize that the answers you've been chasing have always been waiting in the stillness, but you couldn't hear them over the sound of your own fear. When you close your eyes and sit in silence, you're not escaping the world, you're reconnecting with it. You're tuning your vibration back to the natural rhythm of life. The chaos around you begins to lose its grip. You stop reacting and start observing. You stop pushing and start allowing. In that quiet awareness, clarity arrives not as a lightning bolt, but as a whisper, a soft knowing that says, you're exactly where you need to be. You start to see that energy isn't something you have to chase or create. It's something you align with. It's already here, waiting for you to calm down enough to feel it. Like tuning a guitar, you begin to bring your inner vibration into harmony with the greater song playing through everything. That's when life starts to feel effortless. That's when opportunities find you instead of you having to fight for them. Stillness doesn't mean doing nothing. It means doing everything from a place of presence. It's when your actions flow naturally, guided by intuition instead of fear. And the more you practice that, the more you realize how much time and energy you used to spend trying to control what was never yours to control. Because the universe doesn't need control, it needs trust. It needs you to be available to receive what's already trying to reach you. When you move from stillness, everything you do carries more weight, more truth, more love. You begin to listen more deeply, speak more intentionally, and create from a space that feels infinite. That's the energy of alignment, the moment where your vibration matches the flow of the universe. You stop forcing and you start flowing. And that brings us to something even more powerful, the understanding that life isn't about chasing anything. We spend years chasing success, love, approval, and happiness, thinking that if we just push hard enough, we'll finally catch them. But you can't chase energy that's already within you. You can only align with it. When your energy is clear, when your thoughts, emotions, and actions all vibrate on the same frequency, you begin to attract everything that belongs to you, not because you ran after it, but because you became the kind of energy it's drawn to. You can't attract peace if your mind is at war with itself. You can't attract love if you're vibrating in fear. The universe responds to what you are, not what you wish for. Alignment isn't passive, it's powerful. It's about letting go of resistance. When you stop trying to control outcomes, you make space for the right outcomes to appear. The energy of flow is trust, trusting that what's meant for you can't miss you, trusting that even detours are divine directions. When you live in that space, life stops being something you chase and starts being something you dance with. You begin to notice how everything starts to move in rhythm, your timing, your ideas, your connections. You're not forcing doors open anymore. They're opening for you because you're finally vibrating at the same frequency as what's on the other side. That's the universe responding to your energy, matching your openness with opportunity, your trust with timing, your peace with clarity. People often think manifestation means wanting something hard enough that the universe gives it to you. But it's not about wanting, it's about becoming. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. If you want love, be love. If you want abundance, feel abundant. If you want peace, embody it in your daily choices. Every moment you live that vibration, the universe adjusts to meet you there. And you'll find that once you stop chasing, once you stop clinging, everything you've been searching for begins to come toward you naturally. It's like standing in a river. You don't fight the current, you let it carry you. And in that flow, life begins to feel lighter. Synchronicities appear, connections deepen, and your world starts to reflect the energy you've cultivated within. The truth is, the universe was never withholding anything from you. It's always been ready to respond. It was just waiting for your energy to match your vision. The moment you stop trying to control how things happen and start trusting why they're happening, everything begins to fall into place. So breathe, be still, believe that the energy you carry is enough, because when your inner world aligns, the outer world follows. You don't have to chase the universe, you just have to remember that you're already part of it.